us, because many of us here do it. You're learning to report that. The truth about it is, you might be better than me technically. You might be better than me creatively. But at that moment, when they're looking at both of us, who do you think they'll take more seriously? They'll take me more seriously because they say you need to be dressed how you want.
Dress the way you should be addressed.
Dress the way you should be addressed. And for the longest of time, this has been a major problem in our community. This has been a major problem in our profession. The fact that we don't take care of ourselves. Maybe it boils down to the fact that we're not really taking it so serious that, like now, for an example, me, I'm standing here before you. I don't have any other option. Do you understand? Yes, I might have probably maybe one or two things I am trying to do, but this is my main thing. And then I'll probably want to put everything I have into this to make it worth it. So that at the end of the day, when people see me, when people see you, when they talk about you, let them talk about only good things about you. I can see lots of people here dressed very, very well, dressed amazingly, dressed beautifully. That is how it should be. You shouldn't look at it from the angle of now just here and you go. Now just here and you go. Now just here and you go. You don't know who you can meet. Now, let's digress further and talk about your brand. Let's ask a question.
Okay, I really wait to ask this question about like you're going into branding and I have to talk about the dressing aspect. Okay, we all know that everybody has their own kind of dressing. Like you say that they are native and whereas like sometimes someone loved terracotta or different. I think it's not really about the terracotta or this thing, it's about how you put in the dress. Sometimes I can wear an expensive polo and when the client sees the polo and the sneakers and the terracotta, makes sense, my hair, everything, well, different. So I feel it's not really about the terracotta per se, because some kind of people, they love wearing jeans or they love wearing terracotta, while they are some, they love the gown and the rest. So I just want to, like,
One house, please.
I just want to say, like, is it really about the terracotta or how you dress when wearing that terracotta?
Yes, it's bad. Let me ask you a question. So, let's not even use a wedding now. Let's say we're having a gathering of top executives here for a meeting. Will you get a terracotta? Why?
No, I won't, because it's the nature of the meeting.
So, why should it be boiled down to because it is the nature of the meeting?
Okay. To me, I feel, when we're talking about it, because I'm not talking about, I'm talking about something short, so I feel for smartness, a lot of us just put it on for smart and the rest. So I know for the executive meetings, for planning and the rest, but I'm going to an event and I'm putting on terracotta, but wear dress, sneakers and everything expensive, and I feel, I don't know, but I'm learning.
See, the truth about it is, I used to have this.
This one has, please.
I used to have this mentality too that terracotta wasn't a bad idea. It wasn't a bad. I mean, which I can wear terracotta trends, nice canvas, nice. It looks good. I'm not saying it doesn't look good. The truth about it is, let me not use the word depending on where you're going to. You want to be addressed the right way at all times. You want people to address you the right way at all times. You want people to perceive you the right way at all times. You shouldn't fluctuate. If you are known for a corporate look, stick to your corporate look. If you are known for a native attire, stick to the native attire. You can always interchange from time to time, but it shouldn't be the nature of the job or the type of job now requires you to now change your outfit. Because Dangote is coming, is it because it's Dangote? If it's your mommy, if it's one day child dedication now you wear 3/4, but because it's Dangote, that why? What was stopping you from wearing the native for the child dedication in the first place? But if they told you that child dedication, you wear 3/4. But if they told you Dangote to be present at that child dedication, you wear native because of one person. One person shouldn't change how you're supposed to be addressed. You should have that power on your own. Any other question? This will be the only question of the two can move forward. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It's not really a question, it's just to throw one light on what she said. For me, I believe I want to take it down personally. Anytime I'm going to photography related works, whether I'm going to give the client a card or anything, I just tell people, okay, that's where you're going to say I'm going to work. And I believe it's how you take photography matters when it comes to how you dress too. Like when I'm going out photography related, whether it's a shoot, a wedding, I believe that I'm going to work, so I have to dress that way. If not, okay, take for example, if I worked at this Esppa assembly one time before I became a photographer. One of the go there, I don't like wearing shoes. I like wearing pants, slippers, and all. But when I started working there, I had to change. I went to go and buy some white sleeves, buy pen trouser, buy shoe, and I will wear them because I'm going to work. So that mentality too has been installed in me. Anytime I'm going for any photography related work, because it's my job, I take it as my work. So I have to dress like that. I dress as if I'm going to work. So thank
you. Praise God. Hallelujah. Glory. Why you were Well, you see, the topic that just came up now might just sound so lavishly, or I don't know how some people will take it. For those that have been in the association for the past 3 years, you must have heard stories about this dressing of a thing. It got to a point that I had to tell some people, I bless God the way photographers now dress, because in our time we had issues, and because of this same topic you just mentioned, one of the I was almost toned down years back, all because I was addressing photographers in we had problems then whereby a photographer is coming to you wanting to straight your no, I'm telling you reality. He wants to just position your smelling cigarette, his mouth is woozy. This story, it happened to me in 1996. I thank God, I think I cited Solomon should still be Unibed then. 1996, you were not shooting at this. You were okay. I was called upon as a photographer to take a topic, and it was about dress code, conduct, health. And they insulted me because they picked one part of me. They said because I work with the late Archbishop B.A. Benson Idahosa. Because then I'm always on suit, and as a teacher as well, it became part of me. Not just because of saying being a photographer. I realized that dressing well gives you not just a confidence, it gives you a level. Yes. It takes you more than what you even expect. And photographers, we had those days, we are talking about our old cargoes like us. But today, we go to events, It got to a time, I keep using this guy, Freedom, Pastor Freedom. He is one of those that have changed the narrative too. Pastor Freedom and I will go shoot a wedding. He was one of my close boys then. We'll be dressed more than the groom. On suit. So please, what he's talking about is not just, it's not bad if you are a photographer, you are driving a 15, 20 million naira car.
Hallelujah. Right on, sir.
Amen. Each day, when I'm leaving the house, I'm not looking at going to shoot. I also want to tell you this. It's not about just picking your camera because I'm a photographer. It has become part of me. If I'm leaving the house each day, my son is here, I dress the way I know I should be addressed anywhere. Talking about three-quarter knicker, not that it's bad, but it's bad to an extent that when you are going for a professionalism work. You can wear a three-quarter knicker, put on the wristwatch of 15 million sneakers and all. I tell you, I'm standing before you with experience. I've been to a program, not that I was so dressed, the photographer that is well known, I would not want to mention him, good job, got there, he worked it, when he said three-quarter, I was just looking, we were talking here. I would say was the lowest paid or not too, the photographer that came that was supposed to be respected wasn't given the kind of respect. Have you been to, who has gone to a wedding, you want to shoot a bride and the bride will tell you, please, tell that photographer may stay outside. It's not joke. But maybe when you jam things, now you will know, say, people that paid you to come and cover a program, just because of the way you are presenting yourself, they will tell you go home, they'll bring in another photographer. So please, cultivate this habit. Perfume, roll on. I better check. Maybe I forget to use this morning. I will not forget such. Please, learn to look good. Learn to look good. Lady who is here, I've seen her on a few occasions, even right from the first day I met her as a lady photographer. What drew my attention to her, number one, was her dress. Whatever you are being told today by him, take it that the Holy Spirit is still bringing back what we need to know to us. Thank you.
I told that we have a short time, so we just have to try and round and speed up everything. So let me quickly dive into, which I believe this part is one of the most important parts and probably disturbing everybody or in our minds: pricing. 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 How do I price? What price do I put is there a price to my creativity? Is there a price that I should charge? Why should I charge what I charge? How can I scale up to charge more? etc, etc, etc. And all boils down to the fact that the value of your work, or how great your work is, to an extent, can give you a leverage to where your pricing can start from. Let me break it down this way. So let's use an entry-level photographer that's charging, or no, he's charging, an entry-level photographer doing an okay, decent job. And then we have an established photographer doing a great job. Now, this entry-level photographer is wondering how he can be charging 100,000 naira per outfit from this guy. And then a client comes and says, Roadlens, I want to do one outfit, how much do you charge? And Roadlens is saying, I charge 100K per hour, or per outfit. And the photographer is saying, the client is saying, oh, can I see your Instagram page, or can I see previous works that you have done? When they go to this person's page, they are seeing plethora of jobs that this person has done, and it's visually pleasing. Do you understand? So they're like, these guys have done, they do things. That's why he's charging what he's charging. Then we have this other person on this side that is saying an entry level and wants to charge the same 100K that he's charging. when I go to the person's page and I don't see the same thing or almost better or similar, will I pay this person 100K?
No.
I won't pay. Why? Anybody?
The result is obvious.
The result is obvious. So the truth about it is many of us want to collect money that we cannot give valuable work in return for. And that's the honest truth. Sorry to say, Ojukokoro. It's the honest truth. It's just the honest truth. Some of us here are charging very, very well. And I'm not saying it to spite us or saying it to bring us down. No. Some of us are charging very, very well here. But our quality of work does not commensurate with the charge. While some people are even undercharging and their work is breathtaking. Do you understand? So now the question is, how do I scale up? How do I get these clients? How do I meet these people? How do I get to this point where when I tell somebody I'm charging you 100,000 naira for this thing and they're going to pay you? The simple answer is you have to keep on developing yourself as a photographer, as a creative, and keep on pushing great works out there. There's no other way around it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sure my other ones in the industry too can join me to testify that when you keep on pushing out great works there, that's when people see and they locate you, and that's when people see and they know that, oh, this person has something different about him. Let me tell you a story. Some few years ago, I was charging like 350, 500K for photo and video with photo book and frame and transportation and hotel. Under that money. It's funny now. It's crazy, I know, right? But I was doing it. I know the funny thing, I was still gaining. Things were not about cheap. There were not things you that think they're cheap. They're not cheap. They're not cheap, oh. Because you could settle for 50,000 as your game. That's why you think things were cheap. At that time, make it just come. At all, my bad pass. But it's wrong. Because we don't value ourselves. You don't value yourself to the point where you feel that, oh, this thing, the amount of effort I'm putting into this thing. Okay, we are here now. We have shared knowledge together. We have shared lots of things together. These are priceless moments that, at the end of the day, by the time you start working very well on them and start incorporating them to your photography, they can't put a price on it. So when somebody's coming to you and they're telling you, I want you to do this thing, because of the fact that we're looking for money, we just accept anything. And then they don't value your work. And then your work doesn't grow past the circle that it's around. It keeps on revolving around the same thing. If 50,000 naira client, we go and bring another 50,000 naira client. That same 50,000 naira clients will bring the next 50,000 and will tell you that, you don't have for me for 45, but you say they cannot tell you, say you don't have for me. I will follow and talk, make you don't have for you for 45 too. I'm not lying. I'm saying the truth because I've been there too. To some extent, sometimes I'm still there. I know how much I charge for my weddings. You get some time when you say you go rugged, you know, go see client, and then you have this, bring it. I'm not lying.
You won't call it next.
Just bring it. And there will be times where somebody will come and tell you, hold your gun and say, I'm not doing it to help you. Because you know what you carry, and if you don't know what you carry, people will throw rubbish at you and you will accept it. You have to improve on yourself. You have to, what's the word? Consciously, intentionally improve on yourself. Yes, I know that the grace of God factor is the miracles can happen from nowhere. You just post one picture, bam, blow, next thing your DMs are full. I'm not saying it cannot happen. It can happen. But what if it doesn't happen? What will happen? You'll be looking like a mom. It's the truth. It's the truth. And the thing about it is, most of these clients have money to pay you. I will not really lie to you. I have one that today, the thing is paining me to my bones. I'm not going to lie to you, and I'll tell you the honest truth. So one day, clients reached out via Twitter. I think I just posted on Twitter, and the clients reached out and went, "Oh, I love your works. I'm having a pre-wedding session. Blah, 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 blah. I want you to cover my pre-wedding. How much do you charge?" And I think this was like, let's say 2 years ago. And I told the client that, okay, now 200K, maximum of 3 outfits. The guy was like, that's too much now. Like, that period, every gas. I was thinking 150. The guy like, okay, I'll pay. The guy said 100K. I said, okay, no problem. The day arrives, I get to the hotel, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get the hotel is this. The hotel did not make any sense one bit. And then, as a photographer, you need to know when to speak up. You need to tell yourself the honest truth. The truth about it is, me, I will not lie to you. Forget all those things that people are seeing on Instagram. If a client comes and tells me, let's come out do pre-wedding from inside this place, I cannot do it though. I will not do it. Because I will not do it. There's nothing here. I know some people can do amazing things here to make sense. Me, Desmond, I will not. I cannot do any amazing thing here. Do you understand? I know what I want and I know how I can just be. So I won't do anything. So I told the guy, come on, I can't do anything here. The only thing the hotel had was a pool table that made sense and one wall. I said, bro, you're paying me 150K. I really cannot do anything here. They're like, okay, what are we going to do now? I said, can we do other hotels? Say which hotel? I recommended Lagos Continental. And Lagos Continental at that time, they charged $500 to shoot. After that, you must take a room there, pay $500 extra. So he said, when we called, they said they are on maintenance, so they couldn't book. So we looked around the mainland, so we looked around. So we said, okay, let's use Lagos Marriott Kenya. So we went to Lagos Marriott. We spoke to them. They said pictures are not allowed, that some photographers came the weekend before, they were taking pictures and they broke some relics, so they don't allow pictures. The guy was like, okay, how big are the rooms? They said the rooms are quite, can we see the size of the rooms? Went to the rooms, they were not all that. So they said they have 2 suites, the vice presidential and the presidential suites. So we went to the vice presidential suite, it was amazing. I can't believe it. You can do like 10 outfits in that room. You still have enough spaces that you don't use. And then I went to the room, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. That the terrace, that amazing views. I was like, damn, if I use here like this, I will kill it. And then we go downstairs, and then the guy was like, Alpha, that's when we like the room. I said, I love the room, just this thing to cost. The guy said, I know, right? But madam is going to like it. How much for it? He said 650K. And he was like, and then the groom was like, okay, and that's fine. That's fine. Madam is going to like it very much. Let's do that. And then I was like, bro, it's too much. You know what he said? There's no chill. It's less than $1,000.
He reached to pain. If you know they pay, move ahead.
So, if you are not paying, move ahead. I know how much I charge currently, and I know it's not a small amount of money. But the truth about it is, people have been paying And that makes me realize that people will still pay even if I increase the price higher or even where I am now. At the end of the day, so far you are giving them value for what you are providing.
Right on.
People will pay.
I love that one.
I had a client last year in Kogi. I went to Kogi 3 times in the month of September last year. And one of the clients, I could tell you that, not to shame her, it was a struggle for them to pay. But she kept on telling me one thing. She said she's going to compromise on every other thing just so that she can have great photography and great videography for her wedding day. Because at the end of the day, they will eat, they will dance and all of that. But those abilities she's going to hold on to. And you now still charging or looking down on yourself when people are ready to pay. If I start telling you the amount that people are charging, you open your mouth and say it's a lie. A very, very close friend of mine, one of the pictures was displayed here. He charges 1.650 per day event, soft copies only.
It's possible.
1,650,000 naira for soft copies only, 1 day event. So among the pictures, it charges 2.5 million naira per day event, excluding of his flight and hotel, and is still booked almost every weekend. Do they have 2 heads? They don't have 2 heads. The clients, the clients are people like you and me, but value. I once had a client that they didn't book me because you know what the bride said? The client wanted to use Jide Olukoya, and one of my friends was pushing for, there's this one of my guy, the guy is very, very good. You know what the client said? Is he safe to use? People don't understand. Am I safe? She wanted to use Jide Olukoya. My friend was like, use this, my friend. It's not as expensive as Jide, but it's good. The client said, is it safe to use? Meaning, I feel good. I'm not trustworthy. Someone that I've never used before, you just automatically believe I am not trustworthy. Because why? I don't have a name. Because of why I don't have a name. But you guys have a name. Your name is what your name is. And you can scale up your business to the 100% level if you just choose to be intentional about your work, dedicated to your work, and know that every good thing takes time. It won't happen overnight. I didn't get here. I've not even gotten to where I want to be. But where I am now, it didn't happen overnight. My first ever wedding photography, they paid me, I think like 3K. I shoot tire. My head was open. Bro, I shoot tire. I still done other ones at the end of the day. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Me and my wife appreciate. That's all I got. But at the end of the day, all those things will make it worthwhile now because you can learn from the experiences that you've had previous. Another thing is finance. Many of us don't know how to manage our finances. Some of us, let's just book in 500K. You don't want below 300K.
One ball.
Once, see, it's 300K, 100K hotel.
Ball.
100K food, 100K new cloth and shoes without even doing the job.
The devil punish poverty.
So the way I handle my own finance is, so a client pays me 2 million naira now. From that 2 million naira, I divide that money into 2 first. So from that 2 million naira, I carry 1 million naira and throw it into the business savings account. I put that money there, I'm left with 1 million naira. From that 1 million naira, every single thing that has to do with the running cost for that wedding is taken care or is taken from that extra 1 million. If I have to be the one to pay for my transportation, hotel, or what have you, is taken from that money. Then the other money, probably you have to pay some people and all of that. Then a certain percentage of that remaining fee is what I pay myself as a staff in my own company. So if you don't do it that way, you can as well say every month I pay myself 300,000 naira. That is if your business is productive to the point where you know you are getting jobs back to back to back to back to back. You can afford to do that. But if you can't afford to do that is the only way. Now that 1 million naira that you have put in one corner is for probably your longest term savings. You need to buy a new camera, you need to invest in a new lens, you need to do other things. Now, let us say from that extra 1 million naira, you're left with 200, 500k after other expenses. Now, from that 500k, I pay myself half of that amount of money, which is 250,000 naira. I'm left with 250,000 naira. Now, that 250,000 naira that is left for the running cost of the business. Generator, fueling. You need to fuel your car. You need to pay cable subscription. You need to pay your probably DSTV subscription. You need to buy data for your staff, laptop, Photoshop payments, all of that. It's high time you realize that you don't take out of your own personal money for anything. The business should be able to take care of you and itself. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Perfect example, my studio in Lagos. Now, the way I operate is, I charge 80k per outfit for my portrait sessions. Now, I have a studio, I do weddings, I do all of that. Now, where I stay in Lagos is a 4-bedroom duplex, that's on the mainland. My rent is 2 million naira per year. And then I'm charging 80,000 naira per outfit. How many outfits do I need to do if I can afford my rent? That's plus, so let us say 30 plus, or let us say 20 something plus to get 2 million naira. 25. So are you going to tell me that in a full year, 365 days, I won't get 25 portrait jobs? I will.
More than.
And thereby, the studio, the portrait payment for the studio is being taken care by the studio itself. The rent for the studio is being taken care by what? The portraits that are coming to the studio. Am I touching for my wedding? Am I touching for other places that are giving me money? I'm not. Thereby, you can save effectively as well. Most of the time, when we want to still do portraits and you don't have a studio, many of us do the bad habit of paying for the studio from the money that they are paying you. It's wrong. Let the client know that, oh, I don't have a studio, and if we're going to use a studio, you have to pay for the studio. So if you are paying me 20,000 naira for your portrait, if the studio is charging 5k per hour, then the client pays. I'm very, very serious. But most of us don't do that because we're scared. We don't want to lose. We don't want to lose. But when you do the mathematics, they are paying you 20,000. You have used 5,000 naira for studio. You have run transportation. How much is left? At the end of the day, when you give the client, they will tell you, get on the fixed thing. They will not pay you your balance. Last month Friday, payment policies. When somebody is booking you, either for your wedding, personally for me, I do 80% payments up front. 20% either a day before your wedding, or your wedding night, or worst case scenario, the following day. I don't do payment on delivery. I don't do after you have delivered photo book and frame, you give me my balance. I don't. And one thing you need to know is you stand your ground. Do you know that I rejected the job? No, not rejected. I didn't collect the job because of 10k. No, 100k. I'm telling you. So there was this work last day, clients were like, I was like, it's 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. I was like, 1.9, 1.9, 1.9. I was like, 2 million is the best I can do. And she was like, so you collect 1.9? I was like, sorry, I cannot collect 1.9. Play people, I didn't collect the work. And you know what? It did not move me. You might be. See, it's not just about looking at it from the angle of the cost of probably 1.9. It's a big money, I'm not going to lie to you. But you get to a point where that's what is coming in week in, week out.
Amen.
Week in, week out.
Amen.
It's not going to freak. And you will talk. I've had clients that from their outlook, they are very, very stressful. And I don't want. So I will do what? I will increase the price crazy. So that let me be compensated that I charge you more for your stupidity.
Yes.
When I'm going to work, they are reducing the price.
Giving you more wahala.
And the people that price you stress you. But there are those ones, I lie you. See that person that's paying 2 million and they're the most chilled people in his life. Last year, December, I did, I'm not saying this to brag. Last year, December, I did a total of, if I'm not mistaken, between 15 or 16 weddings in December alone. I didn't deliver those jobs till like February. I'm not even lying. Me, normally my delivery time is 2 weeks after your event. I keep sending soft copies. Then 6 to 12 weeks later, you get your full deliveries. Bro, February, I'm telling you, out of those 16, I can tell you that probably only one person had messaged me to like, Alpha, where my picture. Some people believe that you will take 1 month to edit their work before they get it. Some people will pay you. I've had clients that I've been posting people's picture. Do I need to pay you to post on my Instagram page? They don't know. They don't know. And all of this boils down to the fact of how do you carry yourself? How do these people see you? When you walk into the place and say, are they doing, oh my God, Electron, hi, nice to finally meet you, oh my God. Are they doing that or photographer don't come?
Camera woman.
Are you more like see? And the last thing I want to talk about, because my father is already sick, is food. See this topic.
Don't talk that one higher.
See,
I
I have said this 1,000,001 times, and I'll keep on saying it. No client owes you food. No client owes you food.
Someone say
no client, I repeat, no client, no planner, no friend, no family owes you food. Please learn how to comport yourself. You're a brand. You should be seen as one. Don't be saying they will see us and maybe they did it. Why are you working food? No. Nobody owes you food. When I see it happen, I get disgusted. People that have worked with me, they know me for one thing. So far you work with me, you can never be hungry. See, me and you are working together, you will not be hungry. If I'm doing weddings in Benin here, your meals, me and them were like 5 and 6 every Saturday. And all of this is already factored into the client's bill. And they are not aware. If you are charging 1.5 million naira for your services, make it 1.8 million naira if the food there is 300k. They will price it down to probably maybe from that 1.8 to probably like 1.6. The money they use it to feed your team. The day this thing dawned on me was like a few years ago when I had the wedding in Asaba. Literally, couples were doing something else. Everybody on my team were on queue for food. Things that were being supposed to be documented were not documented. And when I asked, will they find food? Are you okay? So I make it my responsibility that if they give you food, fine. But if they don't give you food, I don't want to see you there. It's my responsibility as your team lead to provide for what you want on your wedding day. That should not be your concern. If I call you, I say, my boss, encourage you, please come and circumcise me, come and work for me. Your work, focus on what you are doing. If you are hungry, come and tell me that you are hungry. It's my responsibility to go and look for food for you, not for you to leave your camera and go and look for food. So please, let this thing stick in our mind. If it's food that you are going there for, drop your camera and say you are not the cameraman, you are there for the food. And if you know you are a photographer, you are there for the work. Please respect yourself, behave properly, and let people see the greatness in you. Thank you.
Let's honor this man. Let's honor this man. Thank you, Mr. Electron. By popular request, we are looking you again for March 2025. My chairman is looking at me, celebrating this man. Thank you very much. On behalf of the association, the ESCO members want to say thank you so much. You will hear from us again. Thank you. Please let's